Investigative panels, interim suspensions, and restrictions. To protect public interest and safety, it is important that APEGA has the ability to respond quickly to emergent situations, to suspend or restrict a member's license or a permit holder's permit when there is a question of serious risk to the public. Currently, the investigative committee can only suspend a member or permit holder on an interim basis and cannot impose restrictions. Following the fall 2015 consultations, Council endorsed a recommendation to explicitly authorize the Registrar, the Investigative Committee, and investigative panels to suspend or restrict a license or permit to practice on an expedited basis in emergent circumstances. APEGA is revising this recommendation to give explicit authority to only investigative panels as the decision maker in imposing suspensions or restrictions to practice. This enables timely responses in emergent circumstances and increases operational efficiency. Also recommended was that the general regulation describe the criteria under which investigative panels can impose interim suspensions and restrictions on members and permit holders pending the outcome of preliminary investigations or discipline proceedings. We will review the criteria for interim suspensions and restrictions that are proposed to be described in the regulation. We will also identify examples of similar provisions in other legislation across Canada. In previous consultations, members asked to review the criteria for interim suspensions and restrictions that will be proposed for inclusion in the general regulations. The proposed criteria are as follows. When there are reasonable grounds to believe that a serious and imminent risk exists to life, personal safety, health of the public, or the environment, or when a delay in proceedings would be prejudicial to the public interest, or when a member is convicted of an indictable offense in any court in Canada, or convicted of an offense outside Canada that would be regarded as an indictable offense in Canada, that would render a member unsuitable to practice engineering or geoscience or adversely affect the reputation of the professions. Examples of existing legislation with similar provisions include Engineering and Geoscience Professions Act, Manitoba. Engineering Professions Act, Nova Scotia. Engineers and Geoscientists Act, British Columbia. And Chartered Professional Accountants Act, Alberta. The applicable excerpts from each act are fully described in the briefing note. The common factor in each of these provisions is that the regulating body has the authority to immediately suspend or restrict a license or permit pending the outcome of a preliminary investigation under emergent situations where there is significant risk to the public.